All right. So Lee Bishop says, what does everyone think about rents at over $1,700 with an HOA fee of $500 per year? This is the first property in a long time that has an HOA like that. Jen, you got a bunch of properties with JWB. Do you know if any of yours are HOAs, or if you have any feelings about HOAs?
None of my properties have HOAs, but I will say this. I am a renter in Monterey, and the price and the HOAs, they don't scare me at all. Think about it. There are a lot of people coming from other states that are more expensive than Florida, moving into the Jacksonville area. And that rent is low, in my opinion. I'm sure other people would argue, but what we're paying here versus over there, and it's going to have nice upkeep. And there's going to be, like, I'm assuming with an HOA, not only is it covering insurance, but it might also apply to the landscaping of the common property. So I'm thinking not a big deal to me, as long as the IRR and the ROI pan out. And I know I'm going to hold on to it for a long time, and I'm going to have happy renters. And by the way, I'm going to go back and defend my statement that all JWB properties are cute. Okay, yeah, you don't want to be buying on emotion, but let's look at it. The renters that you want nice curb appeal. And so the fact that the numbers look great for the investors, but then the houses also are appealing to the tenants, that's a win-win. And that's not something you get with every turnkey rental and property investment company. They actually have a holistic approach of making it look adorable and making it cash flow. So win-win.
You're right, Jen. You're right. If you can do anything different, if it was just one thing, what would that be? Let's start with Bob. Why don't you kick us off?
Start earlier. I mean, so the best time to invest in real estate was yesterday or 10 years ago or 20 years ago, whatever your thing is. So yeah, I mean, a lot of this comes down to simple laws of, compounding interest and whatnot, and whether it's in stocks or whether it's in real estate or whatever, get in and let your money work for you.
It's pretty easy to say start earlier when 10 years ago, there was more cash flow in all of these properties, right? So like Raul was asking, are the panelists still considering investing these days with little cash flow, like little to no cash flow? Are you still considering it?
Yeah, I would still invest in real estate. I mean, I might change what I look at a little bit more, but if you have cash, the problem is cash is sitting and inflation is 9%. If you put your money in a bank, you're getting less than 1%. So you're just losing money all the time. So placing that money to work for you in real assets, to me, makes sense. So I wouldn't necessarily bank on, great appreciation. That's, to me, is like a bonus at this point, but just solid real estate that you're willing to hold for a fairly long period of time. Unless you're going to be an active flipper and have a plan to do it in 6 months or something like that and get in and out of a property, plan on holding it for a while. I think you'll do great.
Makes sense. What is the thing you're thinking about the most right now? Like, what are you most scared about? What worries you? What is the biggest opportunity out there?
Listen, at the end of the day, I'm also keeping an eye on the trends and trying to read tea leaves and so on and so forth, not try to forecast too much ahead. But listen, I am, at a point where I've been very fortunate and blessed to have made more right decisions versus all the wrong decisions that I've made over my years of investing and so on and so forth. So at a point right now I'd rather not focus on my concerns as much as concerns of other people. And so I'm really trying to focus on the educational side of real estate investing to teach those that haven't been able to benefit, that are suffering a heck of a lot more than I am, than I think a lot of us on this call, to get people to get invested in real estate one way or another. It's typically women and people of color that have been left behind when we've seen so much growth in real estate over the past several years. So is there a way that the little bit that I can do just to educate, to teach people early on that they should get started early? And there are ways to do it, even if you're going to do it, if you're not going to purchase a hard asset, that you go passive, or if you go to hard asset that you don't have to manage it, you go with a turnkey provider such as JWB, right? So there's just a lot of people out there, Pablo, as I'm sure you know, that just don't know about turnkey investing, let alone know about JWB? And what if just through education and through talking and no paid classes, I mean, literally just talking to people and explaining to them, hey, listen, could be really, really opportunistic, really mind-blowing. If you learn about investing in real estate, it's not calculus, it's not trigonometry, but that you can set yourself up and your family up generations for years and years to come. So I'm concerned for those folks, and that's why I'm focused on providing education and knowledge to those folks.
I love that, Herve. I remember that. That takes me back to our conversation at Ruby Beach of what you were trying to do, man. I think it's really, really cool.